Okay, I like this already.
This is more what you're used to, right?
A wee bit, yeah. On 17th of August 2026, world-renowned ukulele luthier Pete Howlett will hang up his tools for the very last time. The man behind iconic designs such as the Revelator still aims to keep his legacy alive, albeit through a rather unexpected successor. Dan, is it?
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Too.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It should be fun.
No, pleasure.
Cheers.
Grab coffee?
Oh, I'd love... Do you have tea if we have it?
I've got...
This is Dan Lipson, a relatively new luthier in Shropshire who for the last year has been working alongside Pete and is taking forward his tenor and baritone ukulele designs. Dan had been keeping abreast of the ukulele scene, and noticing that I was about an hour away from him, he got in touch with me. His home is stunning and quirky in some of the animals that he farms.
Yeah. As you can see. So they're 2 weeks old.
That's insane!
Yeah, they hatched 2 weeks ago.
In one of the outhouses, he keeps his workshop, which brings a bit of familiarity in contrast with the rest of the farm. Dan never really had great ambitions in making instruments. It all started as something of a side quest from his IT consultancy work.
So I built my first guitar 12, 13 years ago. So when my oldest son, who's now 22, he asked for a guitar for his 10th, 11th birthday, I just said, I'll make it. Like, how hard can it be? 400 hours later. It took me 400 hours. Yeah, I'd made him this guitar, which he's still got. I thought, shall I go down the route of buying a kit and making it, or shall I just buy some wood and make it? And I thought, do you know, I've never used a hand tool, I've never used a chisel, never used a plane. I don't know anything about how to do woodwork, so I'll just buy wood and make it from first principles. Obviously, because that's a sensible thing to do. Just think that if someone else can do it, then I can do it. So I'll have a go. And of course, you have a go, you make tons of mistakes. And at the end of building that first one, I had a list of like 30 things that I'll do differently next time. And so I built my second one. I had another list of 10 things that I do differently the next time. And I built the third one, I had another list of things I do differently. And you just learn as you go along.
Dan reached out to me and invited me to his workshop so that I could try out some of his instruments and see if they were able to live up to the reputation of the designs that they were inheriting.
I started getting into ukuleles because I saw Pete Howlett advertising some wood. He was selling ukulele sets. It must have been about 8 years ago. I had no intention of making ukuleles at that time. I just thought one day I might. So I bought 40 sets and he brought them over and we had a chat, got talking, and he said, come over to the workshop. So I spent a week with him over in his workshop, and then that turned into another week and another week, and that was 8 years ago. So since then I must have spent, let's say, 6 months if you add it all together. In Pete's workshop.
When you consider the build counts of other notable ukulele luthiers, it's really interesting that Pete would put his trust in someone like Dan Lipson, who at this point has only got about 30 guitars and 30 ukuleles to his name. What confuses me and what I'm lost with ukulele luthier is how something like this can just become a
ukulele.
body.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where does the process even start for you?
Okay. I bought this for a neck originally, but I thought, yeah, why not use it for backs and sides of ukuleles? So here's my tenor template. I can fit 3 of these along there. I can get lots of backs out of this, but I also need to get sides out of this as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 1/3 of the length. I will slice that 1/3, and I think I'll get 6 slices out of that. Okay. So that's enough for 3 backs.
Yep.
Then I will slice the 2/3, and I'll take another 2 slices from this length, and from that I'll get enough backs for another 2 ukuleles, and then what's left I'm going to make into sides.
Okay.
And I'll get a set of sides and a set of sides. So I should get enough for 4 or 5 ukuleles out of that. If you come around here, you can see I can set the gap between this fence and the blade to whatever I want, and then simply it's a matter of turning the saw on and just feeding the wood through
Okay.
Slowly,
Yep.
carefully. I'll probably manage to make 6 slices. So 6 slices would give me 3 sets.
Yeah.
So September is when Pete said to me, look, I'm retiring. Because I'd like to do a run of ukuleles where we collaborate and we both put our names on them, which is really humbling for me because he's the Yoda figure in this world. And then he said, if that goes well, then I'd like you to take over my designs and you carry on making my ukuleles. Well, although they'll be your ukuleles at that point in time. So back in September, I kind of said, yeah, all right, let's do it.
I believe this is a neck blank.
It is.
How does that become a neck? That's what loses me when I hear previous talk.
All right.
Cool.
So what I do there is I square that off so that I've got a perfect right angle.
Yeah.
Perfectly flat with a perfect right angle. Look at the direction of the grain. It goes down. And therefore I know my neck is my fretboard is gonna sit along there.
Okay.
Then what I'd do is I'd say, get my neck template.
Right.
I'd say one neck goes like that. And I draw it out. And then my other neck goes like that.
Okay, nice.
Right. And then I'd cut those two roughly out on the bandsaw to make 2 of these. So that's one from there.
Okay.
And the other one would come out from there. This one I put a truss rod in, so which
Nice.
looks
Yeah.
a bit,
Cool.
This is for a baritone.
Yeah.
Once you've then got a roughed out neck, drill a hole. This is where a bolt goes through and fixes it to the neck.
Yep.
You organise the geometry, make sure the elevation angle is right, so the strings hit the bridge at the right point. When you've done that, fix the fretboard on, and you can fine cut the neck to the next stage.
And so, in a limited run of 12 ukuleles representing the different constellations, Pete Howlett formally introduced Dan Lipson into the ukulele world.
The design of that comes from Pete and from the work that I've done with Pete over the last few years. How we're going to decorate them and embellish them, that's joint. So we both talk about what we want the look to be, what we want the wood choices to be. I build the box, I'll rough out the neck, Pete will then carve the neck and make it feel beautiful. Either Pete or myself will spray it and finish it, and then we come back together again at the end to do the setup together. And we've both QA'd what the other one's done to end up with an instrument that we're happy with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So to make up a rim set for a ukulele, we bend 4 sides.
Right.
The 2 pieces that make up the show,
Okay.
we want them to be book matched.
Yep.
And then we've got 2 pieces that go on the inside.
Yes.
They don't need to be book matched. Ideally, they'd be the same species.
Yep.
We bend 2 sides and then laminate them in a press.
Okay.
Here we've got a press for my California style and English style tenors.
Yep.
So we literally put the 2 pieces of wood in there, glue the face that's going to glue to each other, put that on top, and then we clamp it together
Right.
tight.
How long do you leave it to get it to
Ideally, you want to leave it until the glue's properly cured, so 24 hours.
24 hours? Okay.
Yeah.
How many guitars did you build until you felt like you had really got it?
So when I get there, I'll tell you.
Okay. You said you've got a set of guitar wood and then also ukulele wood specifically. What differentiates it in your case? When you're assigning, is it just the size and you go, oh, that'll do for a guitar neck? Or are you thinking in terms of tonal qualities?
This is a soundboard for a guitar, or half a soundboard for a guitar. That's a pair of, compare that to soundboard for a ukulele.
Yep.
So it really is about size.
Totally.
Yeah. And
During this visit, Dan showed off his wood, and he has a marvelous piece or collection of pieces. So, what exactly is spalting?
okay, so spalting is the wood equivalent of blue cheese.
Okay, lovely.
All right. As the wood gets older and dies, fungus gets into it,
Yep.
and it causes these black streaks. And here's a super nice example of a log of spalted beech. So that is spalting. Does it structurally weaken the wood? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So in here, there'll be areas that are structurally less strong than others. So if you're working with spalted wood, you need to stabilise it either with very, very thin epoxy or with superglue.
Gotcha. Okay. Is flame a similar thing, or is that a different?
Flame's different. So this is flame figured.
Yep.
these sort of flames.
So that's more just the way the grain is developing.
It's the way that the tree's growing. Something is making the cells as it's laid down. Something's making the cells lay down in a slightly wavy pattern, and that manifests itself in some beautiful, beautiful woods.
Okay, fantastic.
That's called quilting.
Yes.
You could say that's an extreme form of tiger stripe.
Yes.
It's just bigger.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah. And this really brought out some of the nerdiness.
We've got walnut, that's yew, cherry, got kaya, got padork.
But Dan also finds ukulele woods with interesting stories.
This is another variety of cedar. This is called pencil cedar. You've got to smell this stuff. Tell me what it reminds you of.
I've got a really bad sense of smell, so I don't know.
So it smells of primary school pencils. Because that's what pencils used to be made of.
I get what you mean.
So
now.
when you're in primary school and you're chewing pencils, like when you're 4 years old, this is the stuff you're chewing.
I feel so attacked right now. I just never knew that ivory was the name of a wood as well.
Yeah,
is that...
It's the wood of the Zulu royal family. You were only allowed to have something made of pink ivory if you were a member of the Zulu royal family.
Right.
And if you were found with any of it in your possession, you were put to death.
Okay. And this interest in woods actually demonstrates that wood choice isn't just sound alone, but it means something deeper to Dan.
I think you have to come up with interesting wood combinations that are going to capture a little bit of imagination and make people want to hold them.
Yeah, totally.
Because I haven't got a K. My name doesn't begin with K.
Have you thought about going to DPOL? Do you feel, I guess, an imposter syndrome?
Totally, yes. I've done a lot of work at Pete's, working with him, understanding his instruments, contributing to them, especially kind of around the time of the Revelator. The one thing that keeps me comfortable with this is that, okay, I might have only built 50, 60 instruments myself, but I've also built a lot of instruments for Pete.
Yeah.
That are not in that number. I've been under his guiding hand, and it's impossible to work with Pete and not learn stuff. At the end of the day, before I leave and come home, I've learned something. It doesn't matter what I think, it matters what Pete thinks. Does Pete think I'm worth using his design? More importantly, do people like Alex from Southern Ukulele Store, or you, do you think my instruments are any good? That's what really matters. I've got all sorts of complexes about it, about not being worthy, but what matters is what you guys think.
Absolutely. Factory-built instruments are often passed around a dozen different people in a dozen different departments on an assembly line. So when you contrast that with one luthier who controls everything, you get an instrument that is much more cohesive.
This is the difference between a luthier-made instrument and a factory-made instrument. This is the energy you're putting into the string. It's not moving very far, and it's not moving for very long, right? The amount of time it's moving. That's a top which is not very responsive, it's not making a lot of noise, and it hasn't got any sustain. That's a top which is creating a lot of volume and a lot of sustain. All of this is Koa. I've probably got about 60 Koa sets here. I'm not sure any of it's ever replaceable, given the fact that Taylor owns all the Koa plantations.
Makes sense.
So I've got a fairly heavy stash of Koa here.
I found this visit really valuable. In the past, when I've gone to luthiers' workshops or watched videos about their processes, my eyes usually start to glaze over at the explanations. But credit to Dan, he explained the art and the science of making a ukulele in a really clear way that helped me understand a lot more about the craft of ukulele making. What would happen, theoretically, if there was a ukulele with no braces? No bracing at all?
You've got a bridge there, strings, and the strings are pulling that top. They're going to make the top want to go like that because it's pulling on the top of the bridge.
Yep.
The top has deformed and gone like that. Yeah. The bridge is now pointing up at an angle of maybe 10 degrees from the vertical. This is bellied down and that's gone up. So you've got this shape, right? And it's starting to kill the ukulele. So if you didn't have any bracing on, that's what happens.
Okay.
The bracing determines the way that the top is going to vibrate.
Okay.
The top can vibrate like a bellows, the centre going in and out.
Yep.
it can vibrate in a wave like this, side to side. That's called the cross dipole. The one where it's bellowing in and out in the middle is called the monopole.
Right.
And it can also vibrate this way.
Yeah.
That's called the long dipole. Each of those three types of vibration contributes a different type of sound. The cross dipole gives you volume, but it sounds quite harsh.
Okay.
The long dipole tends to give more higher frequencies, to get a more lush sounding instrument. And the monopole pulls things together, it gives you your bass response, and it makes it sound nice. The way that you brace this will change those three modes of vibration and change the sound of the instrument. If you put braces like that, it stops this mode of vibration. But it won't do anything to stop this mode of vibration.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? You're not putting any stiffness in there that's going to stop the top going like that.
Yep.
But you are putting stiffness that way that's going to stop the ukulele bending this way.
Yep.
Yeah? If you put ladder bracing in, it stops all of that, but it won't do anything to stop this.
Okay.
Yeah? You've got a whole bunch of conflicting things that you're trying to do with this. You're trying to manipulate the right modes of vibration to get the right combination of long dipole, monopole and cross dipole.
Yep.
The stiffer the wood is, the thinner you can make it and the thinner you can make your braces.
Yep.
Also, if you put a radius on it, you increase the stiffness.
Right.
Because by putting a tight radius on the top, you're pre-stressing the top.
Yep.
You're increasing the resonant frequency of the top, so you get more sustain, more overtones, more harmonics. You make it stiffer so you can make it thinner, which means that more of the energy that you put into the strings comes out as volume, so you get a louder instrument. And that's why when you played the Paul Mansell Student Tenor, you were surprised by what it gave.
Yes.
It's because it's got a tightly curved top. I always wince when people show me a ukulele that's been X-braced. So that's fantastic at supporting the string pull.
Yep.
But the problem is, it kills this mode of vibration.
Yep.
It kills this mode of vibration. And man, it really kills the monopole.
Okay.
Right, this top can't do anything.
Okay.
Right, because of that X-brace. But it certainly is structurally rigid.
Right.
Right? So you build a ukulele with an X-brace, and you're probably building an instrument that doesn't have much sustain, doesn't have much volume.
Okay. Before visiting the workshop, I saw Lipson and Howlett ukuleles featured on Southern Ukulele Store's channel, and aesthetically, I wasn't too keen on the sound hole design.
When I'm building guitars, I've never done anything other than a circular sound hole.
Right.
When we started doing these oval sound holes on the ukulele, actually I fell in love with them.
Does it make a difference sonically?
Makes a difference sonically.
Right.
Yes. It's about 15 millimeters narrower than it would otherwise be if it was circular.
Okay.
That means the soundboard that's vibrating and creating sound is 15 millimeters smaller.
Yes, okay.
So it's 15 millimeters bigger, which on an instrument this size, we're getting more vibrating area, better sounding instrument, guys.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
But the trade-off is, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
It's
yeah,
it's the look of it. But yeah, no, the science is sciencing. It works.
It's interesting. You're the first person who I've come across who said, I don't like that oval sound hole.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Because I'm sure there are lots of other people out there who might be afraid to say that they don't like it, but you've just come straight out.
I'm just brazen enough to just be like.
One of the things I used to do is when I built a guitar, I used to take it over to Pete and say, what do you think of this one? The usual response was, yeah, it's all right, but it's not there yet.
Okay.
All right, that bit, that's not right yet. And then towards the end, that started changing. There was a point a few years ago where he said, that top, that curvature that you put on your guitars, let's try that on the ukuleles. So we started doing it on the ukuleles and we thought, well, that works.
I just find it fascinating, the idea that you've influenced him in terms of the radius of the body idea.
Yeah.
I didn't think that Yoda would be going, hey, that's a good idea, let's try that in my thing. You know what I mean?
Other times, I'll be looking at Pete doing something and say, I don't do it like that. I do it like this. And he gives it a go. He says, yeah, that's good. Doesn't happen often.
Okay.
But every now and again, it'll happen.
By this point, I was beginning to understand why Pete had placed so much faith in Dan on these little details and considerations that he put into his work. But understanding the theory was one thing. The real test was hearing these instruments for myself. After having the workshop tour, I was finally able to play some of Dan's finished instruments.
This is actually built from woods entirely sourced from Shropshire. So the back and sides and the front is yew, and you'll be able to see some beautiful orange stripes down there.
Yep. It's just punchy. Dang, okay, so... It's punchy, and that's just what's... That's the thing that's kind of catching me the most, is just how, canon-like it is. It's really fun. The slimness is... something I noticed as well. It's slightly thinner than some...
Most tenors. Probably 10-15 millimetres thinner than most tenors that you see out there, if not more so. Yeah, that's deliberate.
You lose a little bit of bass, but like it's still punchy as anything, and really projectioning. And I'm guessing that's because you've got... I'm assuming you've got the radius top on this?
Yeah. So the engine's the same, as we talked about earlier.
Yes.
So it's a radius top, radius back. It's a reflective back, so it's not an active back. So it's reflecting the sound from the front.
What have we got here then?
This is brand new Apple.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I know your sense of smell isn't great, but if you stick your nose in the sound hole, you might be able to.
I do.
Just a slight hint of apple.
That is, I did not.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you sure you didn't just like squeeze a bit of cider in there or something?
Juice, yeah. But you get a hint of apple, and I love that.
There is a Facebook group. It's a bit dead now, but there is a Facebook group called "I Like Sniffing Ukulele Sound Holes" or something like that. This is probably the best smelling ukulele I've ever come across. That's insane.
Yeah.
I prefer the previous one. I prefer the U. I mean, my favourite thing about this is the smell. Like that, there's a bit more subdued in some ways, and I prefer the balls out nature of the U one, where it's just like it's kind of that intense projection of it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Right. Well, what we got here then?
So this is a classic California style tenor.
Yep.
We've got a Kaya, so African mahogany back and sides.
Yep.
And alpine spruce on top.
Okay, I like this already.
This is more what you're used to, right?
A wee bit, yeah. I wonder what this is like in fingerpicking though. Yeah, this is my favourite one so far.
Still coming, isn't it?
That's insane. Okay, so that one I really like. That's
What do you like about it?
brightness.
What's going on? Yep.
It's the brightness. It's my favorite thing when it comes to tenor ukuleles, generally speaking. Yes, they are bigger and thus will have more bottom end. So it's a case of trying to not let that overtake it.
Yes.
It's the brightness that has it, and that's what makes it feel a bit more clear.
Yes.
The U, if the U one, if that was a canon, Bramley Apple was kind of like shouting through a wall.
Okay.
And this one is more like a singer belting.
Okay.
You've got the canon of just that is so ballsy, so punchy and aggressive. The Bramley Apple, I felt you could
a step down from that.
Yeah, and then this one is just the clarity. I dig the little diamond inlays as well.
Right.
That's a fun little touch. So if I were to look at those 3 ukuleles in a row, it's the first one's my favorite look, the second one's my favorite smell, that one's my favorite sound so far.
There we go.
Just need to stick all of that in one, and then you've got it.
UK Giant Redwood.
What's the little rosette?
It's Bur Elm
Okay.
rosette, and then the back and sides is Bosnian walnut.
Okay.
Some of that fabulous figured walnut.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I like it already.
When you dug in a bit there,
Yeah.
the volume increase was massive.
And then... My word, that is stunning. Yeah.
Sound,
One of the
look
best-
or smell?
Se-
Or is this all 3?
Baritones are really different in terms of the way that you approach playing them, because if you are your club strummer kind of person who's doing Riptide, on a baritone that can sound either too boomy or too clattery, and the approach when playing is usually a bit softer and gentler. Things like fingerpicked or like a thumb and strum approach.
Yes.
So that's something that I do, something that Alex Beds does as well, in terms of our approach with baritones. Sonically, it's like your the U one. It's in terms of the canon project bashing you. That is stunning. It is a very good... Has this one sold yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. Stage. I don't know if Howlett has retired fully yet, or if that is still to come later this year.
Okay, so Pete said he will hang up his boots completely, irrevocably after Cheltenham.
Okay.
So until Cheltenham, he's, I would say, working 80-90% with John Story,
Okay.
who's taking on his soprano designs.
Right.
and he's working the other sort of 10% of the time with me, doing the collaboration work that we're doing. I'm kind of doing 90% of the work. Pete's there, he's doing things like carving the neck, doing QA, making sure the setup's right, things like that. We'll be at Cheltenham, we'll have a table, Howlett Lipson ukuleles on the table, we'll have some Howlett Story sopranos on the table, we'll have some John Story ukuleles, we'll have some Lipson ukuleles on the table. Yeah, so.
Perfect. One thing that really struck me about Dan's ukes was the quality over quantity. He might not have many instruments to his name, but his knowledge is incredible. I was most stunned by the baritone, which is seriously one of the best baritones I have ever played. It pains me that I can't afford it. Lord knows what I'd give if Dan could afford to gift that ukulele to me like Flight and Noah have given me ukuleles before. Are you looking at doing some further like solo festival appearances with stalls in the same vein as some other makers like that of Wunderkammer, like that of Wilgrove White with his own like a couple of years ago? These folks have their own stalls and stuff. Is that something you're looking to kind of keep doing?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally, yes. So I went to the big ukulele day at Wallingford a couple of weeks ago, which was actually my first ever ukulele event. So that was an eye-opener for what goes on at one of these events. 130 happy people all singing along. Never seen that before. But it was just brilliant. 130 happy people having a good time. Try and get the table at Shriekfest.
Yep.
Maybe at Bristol. I'm just exploring what I should do.
We've got like this nice little establishing period so far of just trying to get the name out. It's just then continuing that public profile because the quality is still very much there. It's just a case of getting people to then recognise the name Lipson from that. And
it's going to take time, right?
Yes.
Because the name Lipson is not the name Howlett. I've got to earn my place at the table. I know that. The quality's got to drive that, but I know I've got to market it as well. Yeah, it's hard work.
Yeah. In order to keep up to date on Dan's ukes, be sure to follow him on Facebook and check out his website, lipsonguitars.com. My name is Marc Gallagher, and this has been a look at Dan Lipson. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any thoughts down in the comments. You can also follow me on your social media of choice at Marc Gallagher Music, and consider supporting me on Patreon as well. Until next time, my name is Marc Gallagher. Like the video if you want, share if you feel compelled to, and follow me on places. I'll catch you down the road.